G'day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 10 of Two Left Thumbs, a console gaming podcast where I finally got an intro right. I hope.
You sure, mate?
I don't know. Did I? I'm not sure. Surely it can't be right.
Pop the champagne.
Anyway, today we're going to be spending a bit of time discussing Destiny 2's up and coming DLC, the Forsaken. As usual, joined by my good friend, on my left, your right, Dawn of the Dan. How we going, mate?
Hello. Hey, man. How's things going?
I'm going well. I took a 500 to 600 kilometre drive yesterday. Screwed my back up. So yeah, doing good. I'm just kind of sitting a bit sort of lopsided at the moment, but apart from that, doing good. What about yourself, mate?
Yeah. Mate, I joined a gym and tried to destroy my body, but apart from that, not too bad. Not too bad. Bit stiff, sore, and been sweating a lot the last 24 hours. So yeah.
So we're both dealing with some old man issues at the moment.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. The Grandpa podcast.
Yep.
Apart from that, my last week. It's only been a week for a change.
It has been a week.
My save files corrupted on Deus Ex. So none of them wanted to work, and I didn't really want to replay all the same shit that I played, so I cracked the shits and went and played Witcher 3 instead. Went and restarted Witcher 3.
That sounds like exactly the kind of thing that'll make me just throw the game out and be done with it.
No, don't worry, man. It's almost sitting on the trading pile as we speak.
We had an attempt, it didn't work. See you later.
I struggle to replay the same thing.
Yeah.
Especially being so fresh, that's one of the things I complain about with Destiny 2 or Destiny was.
I was about to say, do you find that ironic, being that we both play Destiny? We struggle to play the same thing twice.
Well, I still haven't started since Warminds dropped. I still haven't touched my second or third characters.
Haven't you? I think I've only done two of the 6.
Yeah. And I generally only unlock as much stuff as I need to be able to raid or a bit of endgame content.
Yep.
To the point, I think in the Taken King, I only had one character that could do patrols.
I actually just finished that setting up the patrols on, I think it was my Hunter on Xbox the other night.
Yeah.
So yeah, the game's only been out since last September.
Yeah.
What's that, 9 months?
Feel the same. I don't even know if I've done that quest yet on Earth, where I actually put the spike in the ground to do patrols.
Yeah.
So I don't thrive on having to replay the same thing.
No.
Even story modes, it's like, just let me skip it. So anyway, that's enough crying from me. Yeah. What have you been up to?
Same old, mate. Same old. Doing the Destiny thing. A little bit of Ghost Recon Wildlands. It's been a bit of fun. We played it last night. Actually, had some dude come in, try and get us through the Predator mission, and can't remember the other one now. But
Predator mission. Yeah. Was it the alien from Arnie's movie?
No, it was the actual Predator. Yep. We got him beat. We got his mask, and then we got his thermal vision, which was really cool. But there's just kind of doing that sort of thing, mate. Standard sort of stuff.
Doing the things.
Got another little solo cast out during the week on Forza Horizon 4. So,
yeah, man, it sounded good. I've never played the game, and you made me want to buy it. So
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. It felt like the cast itself was a little unfinished, but you know,
it was on par with my productions. We did another thing too. Yeah, we did another thing too on Monday night, wasn't it?
That's right, we did. We caught up. We played Call of Duty Black Ops 3. We played a campaign in co-op. That was a lot of fun, man.
Oh man, take the piss out of the poor fucking thing, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, it was trying to take itself very seriously. We weren't having any of that.
No, sir. No, sir.
The original script is a bit fucking tedious. Let's just make our own up.
Yeah, I was running around cheering that I was no scoping, just your average grunt.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, man, I fucking laughed a bit, but it was a good fun campaign. What we did play.
Yeah.
Level design was good and all that sort of stuff. So we might as well jump straight over into freebies and continue talking
absolutely,
about it.
man. Absolutely.
All right. So those who don't know, Black Ops 3 is one of the PSN freebies up until the 11th of July. So it's not going to run the full month. It dropped during E3, obviously as a part of a bit of a hype thing for Black Ops 4. That's due out October, November this year, I think. So we decided we'd co-op a campaign run and have a bit of fun, and that we did.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Found a couple of new guns that I like too. So there's some good customization within the game. Obviously, you can unlock bits and pieces for your guns and skins and other bits and pieces.
How did you feel about the weapon customization?
I didn't mind it, to be honest.
I've always thought this is going to go into the Destiny 2 talk that we're here for today, but it's going to go a little bit into that. I've always felt that kind of customization is what could set like the static roles in Destiny 2 apart. Yeah,
you read my mind with this stuff. Yeah, is that you have a base weapon and you tweak it to your playstyle via a muzzle, a scope, or whatever. You make it more aggressive, more stealthy, but faster firing, etc., etc. That's what we haven't seen out of our mods within Destiny 2. And I'm pretty sure that we do cover that a bit later. That's all things said and done. But yeah, that's kind of spot on exactly what I thought. When even way back before D2 dropped, I thought that's what we're getting something along those sort of lines. So it was still haven't played with multiplayer or zombies within the game.
I was thinking zombies might have been a good one to try and get into. Well, we might try and do that this Monday if you're keen. But the multiplayer, like I said before, it seems to be the best of the best are still playing it. Like, honestly, it takes 20 seconds to get a match right now. The game's 4 years old, and it still takes 20 seconds to get a match. So it's being played. It's being played on a large scale by really good players. Like I've spent a lot of time in first-person shooters trying to get a lot better in the multiplayer realm. And going back to Black Ops 3, the best I'm getting is like a 0.7, 0.8 as far as KD goes. So it's a lot of good players, and it's hard to move inside. I don't recommend it.
Yep. Yeah.
And again, I know your love for just bashing your head against the wall and playing the same thing over and over again. I reckon you get 2-3 matches in, you'd be done with it.
Yep. Yeah, so I'll have a taste of it, but I can't see myself. Like you just pointed out, probably thriving within the game.
Yeah.
As I said, but good fun game. Sort of, I'm a bit jaded towards COD, so it sort of took some of that jading away, so to speak.
Yep.
As such, so. I don't know if there's much else to talk about with it. Happy we can finish off a campaign and run some zombies or something on a Monday night or Tuesday night. See how things fall out. Okay. Also this month we've got our new games just released. We have Absolver. Leave the good one for last. So Absolver, it's a multiplayer RPG martial arts game. He sees you take the part of a protagonist who wishes to become an Absolver, which is some sort of martial arts superhero. You meet NPCs, fight them, and the RPG component is by adding moves to your combat deck, which essentially increases the number of moves or the size of your combo,
right?
So to speak. So as you level up, you can do a 10-hit combo instead of a 1-hit combo and shit like that.
Yep.
Haven't played it. I watched a couple of YouTubes on it. To me, it looks like an early access game. It doesn't look like it's finished, but I won't trash it too much until I play it.
I've seen nothing of it or heard nothing of it, and to be honest, even though I was sort of, the last couple of days I've been reading it on the run sheet here, I've not even bothered looking at it. So.
Yep. Yeah. So as I said, we'll
Way to do your
I'll,
homework,
I'll
Stanley.
reserve judgment. Yeah, I'll reserve judgment on it until I've played it. But just on the surface, it's not something that instantly just grabs me and tells me, "Yep, come fucking play me."
Yeah.
It looks like there's a bit of time investment needed. Obviously, being an RPG, there's going to be some sort of leveling mechanic, etc. So it may have actually high cover charge to get in and turn people away.
Yep.
All right, and the other freebie on the menu this month is our good friends at Quantic Dream. We get Heavy Rain, possibly the first of their well-known games.
I think it's the first of their well-known ones. I think they had a couple beforehand though that were still
Fahrenheit
quite good. Yeah.
Fahrenheit. Yeah, Fahrenheit was before this one, and it got trashed a little bit because of its convoluted and uncompleted storylines.
Yep.
So this is probably the first one where they've come out and probably hit it in the sweet spot.
Yep.
So basically, if you've seen the Quantic Dream games, heard us yabber on about them, they are those
and we have
very hot. Yes, multiple times. This one sees you in the same theme of game, but you're solving the case of the origami killer. And he's basically a dude who kidnaps kids and leaves them to die in pretty tragic ways. So you get to play the part of all the main characters inside the game, all the main protagonists, and each one of these characters can die during the story, and they will influence the ending, or that your final ending, because obviously they won't get to play their full parts through. So I think if you let any of them die, you've got no chance of getting the best ending, because everybody has to have done certain activities through the game. You haven't played this, have you?
Not at all.
No, so I played this back in the PS3 days.
In all honesty, it wasn't even on my radar until about the time we were looking into Detroit Become Human. So.
Yep. So you get to play as Ethan. He's a dad with a past, and his son Sean has been abducted by the origami killer. So I think we can understand his motivations.
Yep.
We have Madison, a journalist. She's an insomniac, and she's investigating the origami killings. You have Norman, who's a FBI detective. That name. Who's obviously been brought in to solve the case, and you have Scott Shelby, who's a PI, who's hunting the origami killer for his own reasons. I won't go into those reasons because it's hashtag spot spoilers.
Yep.
So realistically, it was a good game. It was a good fun game. There's multiple paths, endings. Probably not as convoluted as say Detroit or even Beyond Two Souls.
Yep.
Obviously, it's a little bit earlier in their history, and it was a very ambitious game for its time. But it's got a top story. It's got a good murder mystery, sort of multiple plot twists, and basically, if you liked any of their other games, this one's a must.
Yeah, nice.
All right. So
I mean, it goes without saying for me. I've been looking at it ever since I heard about it. Pretty much, everyone that's watched me play Beyond Two Souls and Detroit Become Human has said you have to play Heavy Rain. So I've been looking for it ever since, and it's the perfect opportunity.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know which one you want to try. As I said, we've already said we'll touch Black Ops, just for shits and gigs. So I don't know which one of those out of those two you want to tackle this week.
We'll continue doing the Black Ops thing. We'll get that sorted. But I mean, I'm pretty sure I know where the next choice is going anyway. So.
Yep. All right. So Absolver it is. No worries. No. Damn it. We'll jump in and have a look at Heavy Rain.
Yep.
As I said, I've played it, so I loved it.
Yeah.
Top good little bloody murder mystery.
The one thing I've really liked about the Quantic Dream games is their replayability. Like they're quite short games, but once you finish, you're left going, okay, I want to play that again, but I want to try this and this. And I'm pretty positive. Like not one of them that I've played would do I ever imagine that I could play it the same way twice, even if I wanted to.
Yeah, the QTEs do drive the storyline, so you have to get them all perfect and remember all the conversation topics where you steered them to actually probably land up with the same ending.
Yeah.
So, I have to agree. There's think even this one here, there's 23 kind of different ending dialogues.
Yeah, right.
I think there's 4 or 5 though, kind of big main ending themes, but inside each one of those, there's multiple dialogues that in the ending. So yeah, there's still a high amount of variability even within the 5 endings. All right, so
I'm excited.
Yeah, you have to make yourself a little origami swan too.
Yeah,
give it away on stream.
Yeah, I better get into a YouTube video and figure out how to fold paper.
Yeah, get in the spirit of the origami killer.
Yeah.
Okay, man, I'll swing it over to you for the Xbox stuff.
It's the same as last week. It's no different. I wish I could elaborate more on stuff for you, but when it comes to their free games and their deals, they're not very inventive.
No, I think they rely a lot on Game Pass.
They do. They are at the moment.
And to be honest, inside Australia, probably,
because
Sony doesn't have an equivalent inside Australia. So yeah, they can push that hard in Australia because Sony does not have, or Nintendo for that matter as well, don't have there's no competitor inside the Australian market for it.
Yeah.
So the Game Pass over in Europe and America.
Yep.
Yeah. And over there they have, I can't remember what Sony call it, but yeah, you can you get the streaming games as a service option.
Yep.
But for some reason over here in the land of Oz, we're just left high and dry.
That's Australia. Yep.
Yeah. Never happened before.
No, but definitely check out the Game Pass. It is there are some good games on there at the moment. With some that they generally, I think they sort of switch around monthly. They sort of push a few in and push a few out. So check it out. Keep up to date with that. But as far as at the moment, I mean, we're only here last week, so it's no different. It's no different.
No worries. All right.
We'll get into the big subject, shall we? It's
yeah.
Like a couple of pages on that one. So.
Yep, how to roast a potato. No, man, as I said, we touched on it last week, but we skipped on the major topic matter, and that's the Forsaken DLC coming up for Destiny 2, which a couple of sort of tiny bit hyped for.
A little bit.
YouTube's caught fire again. Will this save Destiny, etc., but I haven't watched any single one of those videos.
You don't want to either?
No, because they're shit.
Because there's an equal amount just shitting on it also, and
because it was it was the same.
Stay away from those ones.
Yeah, please, people, please. Okay, so let's jump straight in with the thing that probably upset everybody, except a couple of trollish titans. Was their story reveal that they released. So I don't know if you saw it coming, but I don't think anybody saw what happened in that video coming. We knew we were going to get a bit of a mix-up.
I don't think I've ever had anything thrown at me from Bungie that instantly angered me as much as that did.
Yeah, no, got pretty pissed by Gaul, Spartan kicking me off the tower, and I was a bit fired up to go and take the big fella down. But
we just kind of got back up, dusted ourselves off, didn't we? Got our light back straight away.
Yeah, but we limped out of the city. That was very tedious.
Yeah.
I can remember that bit. It's like, why can't I run? Can I just get this, especially the second and third time, so I don't go fell for your ninth time. So for those who haven't seen it, everybody's favorite sassy hunter gets taken out in a big way. So it sort of starts off, we see Cade, he's pretty busted up, bits of his jaw aren't working properly, one of his eyes is flickering on and off. He's in a bad way, and then it flicks to his ghost who's trying to talk to him, and then the ghost gets taken out.
I'm a little confused at that part. What do you think that ghost is doing there? He's just kind of standing there, not floating there, I should say. Kind of floating there, like not just nonchalant, like what's going on, man?
Yeah.
He's not really doing anything, is he?
No, it's he wasn't able to do anything. But yeah, you think generally, obviously Cade didn't have his fucking regen stat maxed out.
Yeah.
And then we see the ghost gets shot, boom, falls off the screen, and the screen swings around, and you see a whole bunch of mean-looking fallen barons, big bad-looking dudes, and then we see Prince Aldrin, who then he points his hand cannon at the screen and presumably fucking fires a few shots off into Cade.
So did you notice that hand cannon?
Yeah, it's a variant of the Ace of Spades, isn't it?
It is the Ace of Spades. So has he just killed? Was he just essentially killed Cade with his own gun?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. And then it fades out. We obviously see a few more bad guys, and then it fades out. We see Cade's body on the floor. They step over it, and right at the end, you see a Guardian, which we presume is ours, even though it had a cape. My Guardian doesn't wear a cape. And yeah, walking out with Cade's limp body. So, and that was kind of where it ended.
I don't know if I've presumed that it's our Guardian.
Yeah, well, that's
because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there that don't have a hunter.
So yeah,
it was definitely a hunter.
Inside the story trailers, our Guardians don't appear.
Yep.
Inside their sort of that material they release.
Yep.
But the background of it is that obviously our Guardian, along with Cade 6, were dispatched to the Reef to deal with the problem.
That's right.
So yeah, as I said, I'm only making that presumption. It could, I could be completely fucking wrong.
So there's a lot of speculation on this subject as to who that might be that's actually carrying him. Yeah, there's Shiro's been a name that's been pulled out, and potentially Elsie Bray.
Yep.
So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to think of that matter, but it also begs a question: like, are we going to get another Hunter Vanguard? Who might that be?
Yeah.
Many questions. You just say Shax.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So I don't know how much. I'll stick to the official Bungie material here. There was a vidoc that was released a bit earlier, and it had that little the bally guy with the beard that I instantly loved because the dude loves his job so much. Oh, you know, he just absolutely loves his job. He's the one talking about how you smash the hammer into the ground.
He's so animated.
Notice,
what's his name, Dave?
Yeah.
Yeah. Watch a
I
video.
want to adopt him. I want to adopt him. He's just awesome. There was a vidoc that was, well, you could see one of the screens that they were working on, and inside one of those screens there was this little purple plasticine, you know, very early version of some graphics.
Yep.
And there was an awoken woman with an eye patch in one of those.
Yeah, right.
And we all pretty much know of only one awoken woman with an eye patch, don't we?
We do.
So, you know, it's sort of then, is Petra making a comeback for this DLC as well? And whose side is she on? So, yeah, it's good to have a bit of speculation and hype out there, what the fuck is going on. But as I said, it's Cade 6 being taken out in such a dramatic fashion. It's threw me for a 6, to be honest. And
same.
What's the
Same.
other little one is that Nathan Fillion has stopped following Bungie on Twitter. Just I ran into a shred. You know, everyone's going, "Oh, you know, he's been." It's like, yeah, we'll wait and see.
One of my favorite. That is typical Cade fashion, isn't it? My favorite meme going around at the moment is Nathan Fillion. It's Nathan Fillion going to Bungie. I want a pay rise. Bungie saying, "Hold my beer." So it's
Yeah. So yeah, as I said, it's obviously they're trying to dress it up like Cade's out of the game for good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know whether he will be.
I don't think. As far as that goes, obviously they're not going to can Nathan Fillion because there's going to be a lot of other voice lines later on down the track, be it like via recording or whatever else. So there's going to be other things in the game where we're going to hear Cade.
Yeah.
Is he going
for
good?
Bit weird going back and playing some of the other strikes, and it's like, hey, dude's dead. Why is he talking to me?
Yeah. Is he going for good? It's, to me, it's going to seem a bit weak, and they're going to cheapen it if like our light, if we get him back or get it, you know, if he comes back in the second mission into the DLC, that's going to cheapen it so much. I mean,
Yeah, no,
you know,
no. Obviously, I want to have a big, filthy quest line to bring him back. If we're going to get him back, I want to work for it.
yeah,
And then he owes me.
that's right.
No,
Much
so
like
as I said,
Zavala does.
yeah, oh, poopy pants.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, I don't want to see him go, but for those few people on Reddit that were cracking up these jokes were too corny and it's too light-hearted.
Yep.
You've got your just desserts. That's all I can say.
Yep. You want a dark, you got it.
You wanted primary gunfights, you got them.
That's right.
You wanted to
Don't even get me started on that.
Kate up a bit.
Yep.
Yeah. So stop it, people. Stop it. Say nice things like, oh, "Where's our Galahorn?" Yeah. Where's my universal remote? And no backup plans. That's the stuff I want to see.
That's it.
All right. So yeah, that's as I said, that's my sort of speculation there. I have no inside information or any clue whatsoever, to be honest. But
yeah, anything else will be purely speculation.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's about as much as a story as we know. So we can have a look what we're going to get inside the new content drop. And once again, this is all based on official Bungie material. I haven't gone researching into the Reddits and all that sort of stuff to try and bring unofficial, for a better term, or speculation stuff onto the table. We can speculate enough. I don't need to go find my own. So from what I understand, we get to go to a new area called the Tangled Shore, which is essentially a collection of asteroids all like anchored together with chains and shit. And the premise of why we're there is that Kade's been filling up the prison of elders all this time, and someone does a jailbreak, and we've got to go out there and sort out what's going on. So you can feel they've tried to get this a wild western feel. Even from the story trailer, it's all hand cannons and the Mexican standoffs and that sort of stuff is that's the sort of the feel that they're giving it.
Yep.
Even onto the opening shot where you see he zooms in on one of the legs of the dude's carrying a hand cannon.
Yep. He's got spurs,
sort of
spurs on his heels and all.
Yeah, so they're trying to give it that wild western feel, which is good. I always like to have a bit of a theme into my games. From what it appears, our primary enemy are once again the Fallen, but there's a new enemy type called Scorn. I wouldn't say they're a reskin of their existing Fallen enemy, but they're very closely related.
From what I've seen of those, they remind me of like Chaos Cultists from the Warhammer and the 40k universe.
Yeah, that's exactly the vibe I got, man. It was apparently they're fallen in heritage, but they've been risen from the dead many, many times and have undergone changes because of that process. So they seem to want to throw fireballs and other big scary things and everything else. So it'd be interesting to see if there's any new mechanics that they bring onto the table. We've seen reskinned enemies before, like with the Taken, for example, and there was the same enemy type. They made them all black and white and whooshy looking, and just mixed up their abilities a bit, mainly for the worst, and make them more annoying. Taken captains can just stay away. I hate that friggin'.
Just on that subject, are Taken not the most hated race in Destiny at the moment?
Quite possibly.
Anytime there's a mission that's got anything to do, I'm like, I just roll my eyes like, here we go.
Yeah, because a lot of the abilities we given were just annoying. Like the Taken captains, for example, that was just annoying. That stupid thing that they shoot out is annoying. And you got the Thrall that just teleport everywhere, like they're playing Iron Banner. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. I know they rubbed over their weaknesses or whatever else they're supposed to have done, but it was like, well, if you rub over their weaknesses, give them a fucking gun and some armor.
That's it.
Because what's wrong with Thrall? Well, the poor guys don't wear any armor and they don't have any weapons. They're like a lunatic and trying to eat you.
Got to run around trying to cat scratch you.
Yeah, and the only time you're scared of them is when you're on a strike with fucking blackout. So it's that's I always found that they always felt cheap, even through the Taken King. I was like, they had a bit of potential here, but they just sort of And a lot of the stuff in D1 always felt rushed. So yeah, as I said, they just yeah, even down to was it the Vandals.
Yep.
When you ADS them, they put up their little protective bubble like a Titan, and it's like, now you're annoying. I just got to hit fire with the scout rifle.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's only when you ADS them that they put that bubble up. So
so annoying.
Yep. All right, so enough trash in the port taken. They couldn't help it. It's not their fault.
Not their fault.
So
Oric's
we're getting a whole bunch getting a whole new bunch of subclass trees.
Yeah, right. I've added a few little pieces in here that you've not seen, but we'll get into them as we go along.
Yep. All right, so we'll start with the hunter.
Yep. And
with the gunslinger man, we get flaming knives. So instead of golden gun, we get fiery knives too, and it looks like it's like a fan throw type effect too. You don't throw one at a time. It seems to be like a fan throw. So it's a spray of knives. So you flick 5 knives out and you throw them.
Yeah, from what I've seen, we kind of run around and we do the old Wolverine thing where we just with their hands and then we just throw knives around.
Yeah,
I'd be interested to see how that works.
Yeah, because the gunslinger class has always been, I won't say a precision-based class, but it's generally, with the golden gun, you've kind of got to aim it.
Yeah.
A bit more than a few other super. Yeah, the aim assist is crazy good, but out of most of the subclasses, it's more the precision-based subclass. So interesting to see how those knives work. If you get more of an AOE type super.
Yeah.
The Arc Strider, you get the spinning staff. So from the video clip we saw, we've got some big nerd shooting off a ton of rockets at you, and you're standing there spinning your staff, reflecting them back at him. Yeah,
it kind of seems very, very defenderish, doesn't it? Like a defensive super.
I'm pretty sure the Sentinel, you can do your shield block kind of effect.
So I'm interested to see if there's an offensive use to it as well, or is that just Arc Strider?
Yeah, we go the Donatello style.
Yeah.
And the Night Stalker, we get this is the only one I've seen an official name for. It's called Shadow Mark.
Yep.
So basically, you pop your super, you pull out 2 little void knives, and you get all stabby, close and personal with it. Once again, looks nice and fun, a bit like the old Blade Dancer kind of super.
That's excuse me. That's exactly the notes I've put down here. Excuse me, getting stuck in the throat. It looks like a revamped Blade Dancer with a whole bunch of sort of dodge and invis options, a little bit like the current Arc Strider. You know how there's like different sort of combinations you can make with your actual like Arc Strider as far as dodging and different attacks that you can do. It looks much the same as that, as well as throwing like an invisible backflip in the mix. And almost like a blink kind of option. You sort of blink to invisibility, which it does look really cool. Be interested to see how it works. Apparently, from everything I've sort of seen, it seemed to be the subclass in to like the go-to subclass inside of Gambit.
Yep.
If you're going to send someone through to the other team, that seemed to be the one that did the most damage.
Yep.
So it seems like a revamp of the Blade Dancer, which used to be able to destroy a whole team quite easily in D1.
I wonder if he gets an insane amount of armor, like Blade Dancer used as well. Yeah, so no, it looked good, man. Okay, so moving on to Warlocks. Dawnblade gets what looks like a massively buffed rift. So you stab you pop your super, draw your mighty blade, and you stab it into the ground, and you get this like mega rift.
Yep.
So that's all the sort of the clips show. Is everybody standing in there and shooting out of it. So whether you get both the empowering and healing rift effects in one, or you get a bigger buff on your empowering rift.
That's a bit unclear at the moment. From everything I've seen from like the early play of it, it looks like it's like almost like a placeholder just for like the build that was played. It's kind of like looks like it's been a placeholder, but there's no actual effect on it. But the one thing, like the couple of things that we have seen is that it lasts for 30 seconds, which is quite a long time.
Yep.
And teammates get tethered to it once they're inside of their area of effect, which is actually quite large. Mm-hmm. So whether it's going to be, I'm hoping it's not going to be like a weapons/blessings type of deal, because that just screams lack of imagination. I can't even begin to try and speculate what kind of benefits you'd gain from it. So it'll be interesting to see.
All right, and we have the Void Walk. They get this one here interested me. You get you pop your super, and then you charge up void energy, and you do a series of quick teleports, and then in essence you explode like a cursed roll in a big thing of void energy. That one looked like a lot of fun to me, where you could just quickly nip in behind the enemy lines and release this nova, little nova bomb in behind the bloody enemy lines.
Yep.
So that one caught my eye. Have you got anything more to add to that?
Oh yeah, I really like the look of that. Like I said in the sort of release press conference sort of deal. It's very anime. You sort of your data, you zip in from one point to the next, bang, 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 during via your teleport. So I don't know if there's like so many teleports you can aim it and you teleport along the way. Sort of maybe there's small explosions in your wake as you go, or what. But
Telesto style.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun.
Does, man.
Telesto style, you run along making popcorn as you go.
Yeah, you poop little bits of popcorn. And finally, we go all Super Saiyan with the Stormcaller. That's what first thing I thought of straight up when I saw the Stormcaller super. Because he was doing that. Yeah, he's gone all fucking Goku on us. So you basically get to shoot out a big electric laser beam. Out of your hands. That looks travels in a straight line. Yeah, it looks like a big, pretty decent DPS tool.
It'd be good to see the damage that does.
All right, and best class last. We have the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
So the Striker, probably the least impressive of all the new supers, to be honest. It looks like he gets an amped up version of the old Superman slam from D1.
The old death from above.
So where he gets to jump in the air and then basically shoot like a missile into the enemy. Yeah, that's basically what it looked like to me.
The one thing I've noticed about that is you can launch that from a standing position too.
Yeah, he does jump. Part of the animation is you jump in the air.
Yep.
So,
it looks like pretty much like the original Death from Above Striker Titan, but it looks like you can guide it. Only by a small amount, but a lot more than what you used to be able to. To me, it's not a roaming super. For everything that we've seen, you only get the one shot at it. It leaves an area of effect much like the aftershock perk. The current strikers have at the moment. So that to me, hopefully, it's a much larger effect and it hangs around longer, because that would make that subclass extremely underwhelming if it doesn't make up for it in some other way. The fact that you get one hit and the current strikers can run half the map.
Sure. Yeah, and shoulder charging and slamming away.
Yep.
Yep.
But again, everything we've seen so far has been a build just for test purposes and whatnot. E3. So much like we saw with the D2 beta, the build on that was nothing compared to the game that we got. So I'm assuming we're gonna see a lot more once it actually comes out. Or obviously we're gonna see a lot more once it comes out. But
hopefully.
It'll be a lot clearer. Hopefully beforehand we'll get to see what's happening with it.
Yeah. So we have my current favorite one is the Sunbreaker, and you get a giant flamey hammer. Similar, it looks what reminds me of the axes from Rise of.
Yep.
And the super looks to work in much the same way too. You run around and you've got a big flamey hammer and you bash things with it. Instead of throwing them at the enemy, you can hit them with it. So Yeah, that one looks like it'd be. I don't know whether it'd be much good versus boss, but it looks like it'd be Unreal versus trash mobs.
Yeah, it looks like you can swing around in a big circle or just smash it into the ground. So.
So yeah, straight away I thought, we can finally get the axe from Rise of Iron as a weapon.
Yep.
I've been wanting that since Rise of Iron. And for the Sentinel class, I have not seen anything on it, so I don't know if you've seen anything.
I've not either.
Yeah. So out of all them though, I am looking forward to just looking through and playing all these new subclasses. It's one of the things that I thought, I've kind of picked on Destiny about is is the lack of builds and customization within your subclasses.
Yep.
So adding another tree to each subclass obviously allows us for a bit more variability in our play.
Yeah, absolutely.
You play Hunter a lot, you play Nightstalk a lot. You've probably you haven't changed your skill tree ever. And
I can't think of a time I have. I've changed my skill tree up and down a couple of times on Gunslinger.
Yeah.
Just depending on what's needed, but.
Yeah. As I said, I primarily play Sunbreaker, and I have not moved it from this top tree ever.
Yep.
There's no reason to. So yeah, as I said, it's making that more viable. So hopefully, we get a little bit of a tweak and a mix up, make all three subclasses viable in their own way. Because D1 was the same. You pretty much only picked X number of skills out of your skill tree, and you just left it there. You might tweak it around for PvP or PvE, but that was about it.
Yeah. At the moment, as far as like even Gunslinger for PvP, I've not had to really change it. It's more as it's needed in a PvE sort of situation that I've needed to change anything about. Night Stalkers sort of set and forget. And do the one big shot, tether everything, and catch the lot. So.
I think Arc Striders are the same as well.
Yeah.
I haven't played much Arc Strider, but from what I understand, you pretty much pick one skill tree and you never move it.
Yeah, I've not played much of that either, but I imagine it's much the same.
So the other thing we saw inside those lovely little teaser bits was we get a new weapon, or weapon type, I should say.
I'm excited.
We get bows. So Night Stalkers don't get to have all the fun now. Thank you very much. So not sure whether they're kinetic. Yeah. So not knowing where they actually lie inside the weapon tree, whether they're kinetic, energy, or heavy, or all. So you have a kinetic bow, an energy bow, or a heavy bow, or anything else like that. The only thing I've sort of managed to pull out of it is the fact that they fall into 3 categories: short, medium, and long range.
I was really hoping to pick on you about this too, because in the run sheet you've written down 2 categories: short, medium, and long range. I'm like, yes, come on, read that out.
We know that. We know
Damn
that. We're only ever going to use bloody medium and long range anyway.
Oh, that's right.
No, so hopefully they're better than bows we've seen in other games. That's all I can say. And how they differ from a sniper rifle, it'd be interesting how they managed to do that as well.
Yep. Typically in every other game where they use a bow, it's pretty much your sharpshooter type of deal. Pumps out a lot of damage and all that sort of gear. So if we're looking at sort of short range, medium range, we're trying to get away from that sniper sort of ideal. So it'd be very interesting.
Yeah, so I envision like the short range will be more the hip fast fire kind of bows where you just run through like Robin Hood.
Yep.
Flicking arrows off everywhere. Yep. And the long range ones would be more of a heavy sniper type of bow,
longer sort of drawback time and all that sort of gear. So.
Yeah. Hiding in a bush, waiting for your prey to walk in front of you kind of effect. That's but once again, we haven't seen too much. We've only seen a couple of little, clips of Guardians jumping in the air, firing arrows and other things. So we haven't actually seen in-game use of it and what they look like. So
I can see a lot of really cool montages coming out of it.
Oh yeah, and anything that sort of brings back a little bit of the campy / snipey kind of game.
Yep.
Is good fun.
A little less team shooting.
Yeah. Make it possible to do like the flank maneuvers or the more stealth-based maneuvers. So
Yeah.
I don't know how my Titan they're going to do a stealth move, but yeah, anyway.
I've seen your Titan. There's nothing stealth about that guy.
No, he's all rusty. All right, and we get a new game mode. So we're getting this PvPvE game mode called Gambit, and this has me interested. Out of all the stuff I've seen so far, this here has me like, what the? So in essence, 2 teams start out in different arenas clearing PvE enemies. So each enemy that's destroyed drops a token. You collect the tokens and bank them back at a central point. And after a certain number of tokens are released, you can opt to send one of your team members over to the other player's arena to mess them up or interfere with their token collection.
From what I'm understanding, before you get to that point, you can send what they call blockers over as well. You get a certain amount of motes banked, and you send a blocker so that the other team can't put any motes in, they can't bank any motes until that blocker is defeated. And I'm assuming, this is a pure assumption, that after maybe a certain amount of those sort of blockers, you then get to send one of your own over.
Yep. That's what you'll be saving supers and heavies for. And all that sort of stuff.
So it'll be interesting to see the strategies that people come up with whilst playing that. Like, okay, well, we're going to try and send you through, or even if it's a random guardian that goes in. Yeah. Okay, well, we've all got to save supers now to see who goes through. So it'll be really, really cool to see the way it actually works, like the mechanics inside of it, and how people come up with the strategies around that.
Yeah, and when you get teleported over, the AI enemies actually are on your team. So unlike when you're playing standard PvE kind of games, and you got the Vex and the Cabal at each other's throat, then you turn up and they go, let's forget about Rachel.
They all turn on you.
This guy. Yeah. Let's just all shoot this guy. Yeah. So when you drop in, the Cabal are on your side, working with you or alongside you. So it looks like it has a huge amount of potential for a lot of fun. So
I can't wait for that. That's the one thing. I feel the game's needed this for sure for a very long time. Yeah. So to get a PvPvE kind of mode working well is a massive thing, and if they get it done right, kudos.
Yeah. We've always speculated throughout D1, having a patrol space as such, where you had AIs running around, and also a crucible type of event where you could take out guardians and other things like that.
Yep.
Similar to Dark Zone-ish sort of mechanics.
What was it that we had? What was it that we had in D1 where you could punch an enemy and it turns to your side? What was it? Was that an artifact or something? I know it was never used because it was useless.
Yeah, I'm with you now.
I can't remember what it was. Yeah. That's how meaningful it was, obviously.
Yeah. No, because
hopefully they do a bit better than that.
Yes.
When these enemies are on your side, hopefully they do a bit more work than what that guy used to do.
Yeah, I know. It was. I did it a couple of times for shits and gigs, but it was not something I used a hell of.
All it ended up becoming was something you had to wait a timer out so that you could kill it the second it turned back. Like, that was pretty much it.
Wasn't it? It was an artifact. It was one of Ed Rise of Iron. One of the effects you could add. One of the artifacts, basically, you had Scory's thing and all that sort of stuff.
That's right.
One of them.
Yep.
Yeah. Can't remember the name of it, but I can only ever remember using one.
Yeah, I think we tried it out once or twice and went, nah.
Yeah. No, the no sprint lock. That's the only one I ever used.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So, looking forward to Gambit. That's all I can say.
It's going to be
really looking forward to.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Spending some time in there, getting salty as all shit at it.
Yeah.
All right. So there is yet another area, and I'm assuming this is the public space or social space of the DLC. It's called the Dreaming City. So, from what I understand, this is where the Awoken live. So it'll be space elves, as such in theme, I believe.
Yep.
But Bungie have come out and claimed that it's similar to the Dreadnought, and it's built from the ground up to support endgame content, including a full new raid. So we get to leave that stinky old casino behind, Callus's floating pleasure palace.
The golden casino. I can't wait. I love the Leviathan raid. It's no secret. Yeah, I can't wait to leave those colours
behind. Good to get a different. Yeah, good to get a new palette. I agree. Yeah. So yeah, as I said, we have not seen much of it yet. I don't know if I want to see too much of it.
All the imagery I've seen of it looks amazing.
Oh yeah, beautiful, and that's one thing. Yeah, mechanics aside, Bungie always build beautiful worlds.
Yeah,
they just forget to put things inside it.
Yeah, they just forget to put everything inside it.
So basically, we're and this is all speculation. Have not seen much of this, but we're assuming we can land. That's a pretty song.
1 second, how good's that? Hang on. Well, I need to get up. I need to be awake.
Wake up now.
Yeah, they'll go off again in 5 minutes. All right, continue.
Okay, so we've got to wrap this up in 5 minutes, don't I? So we're assuming that we can land we can patrol and do all the other things that we can do on every other sort of planet or game space. So this probably even gives non-raiders a chance to see the end game arenas, even if they never step foot into the raid. And apparently the raiders will affect the way that the Dreaming City evolves over time. So X number of raid completions changes how the Dreaming City looks and even operates as the weeks go on. Apparently, so it's just not a static social space. It's something that is going to evolve, and the developers have tagged it as being cyclical,
However,
yeah.
To me that's I don't know. There's going to be full of speculation again. Like, how does it change, and who does it change for? Does it change for everybody?
Yeah. So it's going to be like with the tower when we have our events. Tower, they put the flags up for factions and all that sort of stuff. Is that the way it's going to evolve? So does it change with raid challenges, or does it actually, as we do the raid, it opens up more vendors and unlocks extra stuff in the social space over time? It's all speculation. I'm hoping that it's a bit more than just a few, just changing a few cosmetic things within the social space. I'm actually hoping it unlocks certain mechanics and stuff within, like bonuses. And for the community, not just the team that just beat the raid because they get the weapons, ornaments and everything else like that, but the actual other people go there and there's a new vendor that appeared, or there's a new series of weapons that have been unlocked. I'm kind of hoping that's where they take it.
Yeah.
So, as I said, and that's all tin spinfoil hat shit. Okay, and once again, the only other sort of stuff out there, the devs have come out of saying around the Dreaming City will it have the same amount of secrets and collectibles and chests and puzzles that the Dreadnought had? Because as much as I really didn't like the Dreadnought, I loved that aspect of it. There's, you spent months trying to unlock and collect everything inside that space.
Yep. I can only assume it's going to.
Yeah.
Again, like, to have a space like that without any of that kind of stuff seems pointless.
And it's one of the things that I think stuck with people from the Taken King. It wasn't the crazy storyline, it wasn't the raid, it wasn't this. It was the fact that there was just a ton of shit to do. It was always a puzzle. I can remember the first few weeks, it was every time you wandered out there was a new thing, or every time you went on Twitter or whatever, there was a new post saying, have you found this? And you go in there and there'd be this, the stinky chest quest and all this sort of shit. So that's what made Taken King great. And they've really never managed to land that one again.
Yeah.
So hopefully this is this is where they're taking the Dreaming City, is that it's this hugely tons of puzzles. You can see it with the latest the Warmind expansion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are we playing this thing so much? Well, because there's been stuff to do.
That's right.
Is the main reason. Yeah. There's all these nice exotic weapon quests. There's these puzzles. There's there's boxes that you need a certain code. That means you've got to go find other shit to do.
Yep.
So I think that's been the biggest draw card of Warmind. So I'm hoping this is where they keep pushing the direction of this game.
Yeah. I've got a little note here. Have we seen positively, or is it just speculation of our level and power level being max?
Okay.
So a level cap at 50 with a power level of 600. Is this a thing?
We've seen it in a vidoc. That's it.
Right.
And so it's just one of the screens. They've got a character screen up. You've seen 50, 600.
Yeah. So do you think that might just be placeholder numbers to throw people off, or
they could be? They've done it before.
Yeah.
If you remember in the beta, we had a power level or white level of 100, or whatever it was, which didn't reflect what we got in the game.
Yep.
So yeah, as I said, it could just be, I don't know whether they're caps or they're just numbers that they put in,
yeah,
just so the game works.
Well, let's just go on a little bit of speculation. Assume that is what we're going to be getting. What do you think? But with such a steep power level, sort of curve between what we have now and this expansion, what would your opinion be of a raid that can't be cleared on the first day or even the first week of it being released? What's your thought of that? Like you get to a point where you get gear checked at say level 450, power level 450 or something like that. You get gear checked.
Yeah.
First sort of boss of the raid or something like that.
For me personally, for the content, it'd be fantastic.
Yep.
To even the guys that only want to sleep 2 hours a day and absolutely abuse and just abuse themselves and just do nothing but play Destiny and level like we see that first week grind for the big streamers is killer.
Yep.
It'd be good to actually have content that can't be soloed in the first week.
Well, yeah. I'd love to see a raid where the raid race goes for a week. For world's
it unlocks
first.
over time.
Yeah. It either unlocks over time or that power level just can't be ground within the first week.
Yep. So you got to we've got to go back out. We've got to go redo our stones again because it's a new week, and then have another crack at the raid and see where we can get to. Yeah. No, to me, I said for the content, I believe, and the longevity of the content, I believe that'd be a fantastic thing. But given the amount of hype around the raid races, and they are a pretty big draw card for them, I don't know whether that will be the case. So yeah, it'd be a suck and see. As I said, I wouldn't mind seeing some, even Spire of Stars this time. It's my first run was only this week because I haven't put the time in to level up, of course.
I'm the same.
It is.
I'm the same.
Yeah. I've been doing other things, so it was good not to within the first 2 weeks have polished off the raid and have nothing to do. So.
Well, that's it. Like you look at every other raid we've done, we've sort of done it within the first week that it's been around, and then by the end of the next week we've got it in. You got it on farm. You know what I mean? Like
you're just about autopilot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be good to see. Yeah, as I said, content that takes a while to clear. You keep getting gear checked, and then finally in week 3 or 4, the gods of the game can finally take down the last boss.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So yeah, let's hope.
It'd be nice. I'd enjoy that. I think many others would too. But again, as you say, there've been that raid race, that world's first is such a big thing. Yeah, would they be shooting themselves in the foot with that? Potentially. That gets them a lot of coverage. So.
Okay, so I think we've just about beaten to death all the content inside the game. Yep. No doubt we've missed something. And,
absolutely.
Viewers/listeners out there, let us know.
Yeah. Squawk at us. Tell us what we missed.
Yeah. Yeah, and happy to have conversations around it too.
Yep.
So let's jump into the mechanics that we know of are coming with this new one in Destiny version 2.0. So probably one of the biggest ones we saw was random roll weapons are making a return. So I have mixed feelings on this. I talk about it on stream a lot too. Is the grind for the god tier weapons does increase the longevity of the game, but I also feel that if we had a solid crafting and mod system, you'd actually increase the longevity of the game in a better way.
That's what I feel too, and that kind of goes back to what we spoke about early on in the piece with the Call of Duty type mods.
Yeah. So give me a mod there, I can change my barrel type, change a scope or a stock or whatever. Allow me to customize the weapon to what I want, and I have to go and earn the material, bits and pieces to be able to build those bolt-on bits.
Yep.
And you could even have exotic mods and shit like that add an additional perk, or rather than just the slot machine. So, but as I said, I know a lot of people loved the slot machine grind. As I said, I'm not one who ever thrived on it. It used to annoy me.
I'm not one of them at all.
Yeah, like the Grasp of Malik thing, where people were farming the thing 150 times to try and get a god roll weapon. Yeah. No, sorry, that's never happening. I'm going to run the strike twice, and then I'm going to never want to play
We've
again.
already got that sort of thing now. Let's take DFA last week in the Nightfall, right?
Yeah.
I know of someone who took him 145 Nightfalls to get that, and that was last week. He did that last week. 145 Nightfalls to get that hand cannon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's a massive number. And if you're that's just to get the thing. So imagine if you're doing that to get the thing with a god roll.
Yeah, no, it's, as I said, it's something that used to grate against me in D1.
Yeah, I know.
The IS Luna, for example, you had those ones out there that was nearly a 2-tap beast, and it was a range finder, blah blah blah. And it doesn't matter how much PvP I played, I'd only get poop ones to drop.
Yep, that's
so,
it.
I'm salty about it, of course, but you know what I mean. It's like, well, no. And I know they talk about, it doesn't level the skill field. A lot of current PvP players probably feel that because all the guns are the same, the skill ceiling, and it's like, no, we've all got the same tools. It's how we use them is what changes the game.
Yep.
Currently. Not the fact that your gun is X% better than your opponent's.
Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, it's a good and bad thing. I'm not totally against it, but having said that, there was systems, and they've already got the building blocks for those systems that they could have utilized, and you could build your rangefinder IS Luna, or you could build a different version of that gun, depending on how you play the game.
Yep.
So I don't know. You got anything else to add to that?
I've always been a large supporter of the static rolls, and I don't get a lot of heat for it, but I get a lot of people going, why? My reasoning is because, and my reasoning is going to be a lot different to everybody else's. I run 6 characters. So if I get 6 versions of the same weapon, each one of my characters can have that weapon, and I know exactly what's on it, I know exactly how it works, and I know exactly how it feels and when to use it. When you're going through those, these like random rolls, even through 3 characters, you got to remember where it is, who's got it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like you've done the grind for it, so you've got 30 of the things. Which one is it? Especially if you're going through dim or something like that. Okay, which one was this one? So you got to inspect everyone individually. Just time saving. Yeah. Time saving more than anything. But you had those random rolls, and they start to handle differently. So you get the hang of the way one handles, and that's what you like about the thing.
Yeah, you get dressed for the wrong guns for a raid, and you're locked in with that friggin' hand cannon you don't like.
Yeah,
but I've never done that before.
So you get to play what you like, what know what you like, and just get to use it rather than trying to find it every time you switch a character.
Yeah. So, no, I didn't think of it like that, but I'm hearing you, man. It's another thing that used to piss me off, because I'd have about 3 versions of the same gun, and I would always pick the wrong one.
Yeah.
So, all right, but they're back, and no point crying about them.
Yeah,
So,
it'll be interesting to see the way they implement that.
We still have
being that we still have
mods,
static rolls still. So
yeah, and we still have mods. So yeah, as I said, we'll wait and see. And see. Maybe we can use a mod to re-roll a friggin' stuff or something. Maybe.
Will we see re-rolling return?
Possibly.
A lot of people hope not, I guarantee.
All right, so our weapon slot system is getting a revamp. So yeah, everybody didn't like the 2 primary meta that we've been in for the last 12 months. To be honest, doesn't worry. It didn't worry me that much.
Well, this is the thing that brought in team shooting.
Some of the boss.
You know what I mean? Everyone wanted to get rid of that heavy, not heavy, but that hard hitting weapon in the secondary slot. So they went, okay, well, everything secondary goes to like your heavy or your power slot now, and you've got 2 primaries. Well, everyone that was jumping up and down about that, congratulations, you got what you wanted, but then you got team shooting. Now you're jumping up and down about that. Look, how are we going to keep you happy?
So, no, you don't with the internet.
Exactly.
So the kinetic and energy slots are now being quick slots, and inside those first 2 slots you can equip a shotgun, a sniper, a fusion, a pulse, auto, hand cannon, submachine gun, and sidearm and scout. So there's a lot of variability in your loadouts now.
Yep.
So there are going to be some really fun derpy loadouts as well, I can just see. Bungie have come out and said there is a possibility you can equip 3 shotguns.
That's pretty much their selling point on it. Can you imagine the uproar of a 3 shotgun build?
Yeah. So I don't know whether the slots are actually going to be locked, so you'll only get like slot 1 weapons, slot 2 weapons.
Yeah.
Or you just jam anything anywhere as long as they fit the mold, so to speak. So once again, I'll wait and see how it plays out. I'm neither here nor there with it. PvE, I didn't mind the double primary matter, the play between energy weapons and kinetic weapons. So you can use your energy weapons to strip shields, and then your kinetic weapons for damage.
Yep.
I liked how that mechanic worked. PvP, you'd probably just go down to 2 weapons and just have a primary and a fucking. But then I liked how I could have a close range on it. I could mix up my weapon types depending on the map. So if I knew that I was going to a very small map, I'd probably equip like a submachine gun and possibly a pulse rifle. If I was going on a bigger map, I'd swing over to a hand cannon and a scout rifle or something. So you could. I found I was swapping weapons a lot more than I was in Destiny 1.
Yep, same.
We pretty much just had one fixed loadout. You never changed it. Which was, was whatever primary meta was kicking around at the time. Some version of whatever OP shotgun was kicking around at the time.
Yep.
And, a heavy weapon of your choice.
Yep.
So yeah, as I said, we'll wait and see. They probably had to do something. Because as I said, PvP, it is just team shooting.
Yep.
So I can sort of see they probably had to mix that up a bit. I'm neither here nor there with it. I didn't mind the way it was. You got much you want to add?
Not really, man. Not there.
Yep.
Can we take a quick pause?
Yep.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back. Sorry, my man. My back teeth were floating and the concentration levels were low. So we are back.
Alright,
so we were up to, is it new collection feature, was it?
Masterwork Systems.
Masterwork Systems, haha. Skipped one. Told you the concentration levels are low.
Getting trashed.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Go.
Alright, so Masterwork an overhaul. At this point, details are extremely sketchy, but they're talking about investment in weapons over time.
Yep.
So, will we see like an XP based system turn up on our weapons that'll unlock extra perks, extra skins, or other stuff in that sort of theme after achieving certain milestones with a weapon? So,
That's
shooting X number of thrall gives you a crusty hive skin or some shit like that. Yeah, we're going to get something like that,
Yeah,
which I think it'd be fucking awesome personally.
it would be.
Yeah, you really personalize your gun.
Yep. This kind of goes back into what we've spoken about already as well. With that like the mod system as well. So many kills with this weapon. Can you unlock a scope for it or that sort of thing?
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. So, XP based system for weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
Beautiful.
Yep. I'd really like to see that, and as we've said, that would add a level of grindability into the game that it just doesn't have at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
I know they kind of had that in D1, where they ended up just ultimately overriding it with motes of light. You just pump motes into your weapon and just upgrade it straight away.
Yeah.
But I feel they probably got both those setups wrong, those systems. You know what I mean? Like the initial one and then the mote system as well. Using that weapon XP to unlock mods for it or whatever else, like we've seen in other games. I feel is a much better way.
Yeah. That's don't lock the power of the weapon behind it.
Yeah.
And its intrinsic perks. So I can remember, go back to D1, I got the Galahorn. It took me a week to have it raid ready. The first thing I want to do is jump in a Crota and go take him down with a brand new Galahorn, but it was nothing. I didn't have wolf tracking rounds. I didn't have anything unlocked.
That's right.
And it was this terrible grind to unlock it all. So
I remember the first Crota raid after getting it. That was the days of Galahorn or kick.
Yeah.
And it wasn't leveled. Like, I've got it, but it's useless.
Yeah, it's a piece of trash. So make the weapon usable, but in time you unlock some visual or other features so that make it obviously better.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as I said, it's kind of what I want to see out of that.
Yep.
So I think that's a bit master working. Okay, so there is a new collection feature coming out. So essentially, it's a grimoire of all the bits and pieces inside the game.
Yep.
It's good for the collectors. It's good for the guys trying to complete sets of gear.
Yep.
And such. I'd probably just mainly use it for exotics, to be honest, to know what. And we used to have this in our old exotic vaults where, there was 12 spots and you had 10 of them, and there was two unfilled spots. So you go, I still got 2 exotics to get.
Yep.
Good addition.
The old chaos sort of system.
Yeah. So as I said, I'm not a collector, so I get bent by shaders and fucking a whole heap of other stuff. But for those guys out there, this is a brilliant thing because I can see what they're missing, and go look for it.
From everything I've sort of seen and heard as well, it actually gives you the information you need as to where to obtain, maybe a certain weapon or a complete armor set, which is really handy for those collectors.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this is what I'm missing. How do I get it?
Yep.
So it's all there. It's, from what I understand, it's all there in game. Again, I'm not much of a collector, but it sort of begs a question for me. Like, if you sort of you earn that item and then delete it, is it still in the book?
I think it is.
You know what I mean? Like, and do you work towards something like, okay, I've collected this complete set now, so you get, say, maybe a certain shader for it or something like that, or a certain perk you can add to the whole. A set base, like a perk you can add to the whole set
that we see. Like you see in Diablo and games. If you have a full set of something, you get a bonus. Whether it's a stat or it's a cosmetic thing or whatever. You get a bonus. Currently we don't have that. That's for those people. There will be a record book / milestone mechanic added. Once again, great thing. I loved it when they brought the record books in D1. There was actually, you could go there, click on a node that you haven't completed, see what you have to do, and you go do those activities.
Yep.
Fantastic thing for increasing the life of the game. And it actually, you work towards something. So vault space increases from 200 to 500. I'm very meh on that. That'll just allow me to have more duplicates of stuff that I forget to delete.
Yeah, it just means I'm going to have a lot more 320 stuff in the vault.
Yeah.
So I just never bother deleting. I get to annoy Mickers and more with it, which is good.
Yeah, we get to have 5 pages of garbage, not 2.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to look for that god tier hand cannon that I did 145 strikes for. I just get to flick through more weapons to try and find it.
People can just hoard more. That's all that means.
And I know this next one is a big one for you.
Man, it's the only reason why I'm going to buy the game. Mass shader delete.
How much is the expansion?
Finally. Yeah, it's $60. It's worth it.
It's worth it. It's worth it just for that alone.
Take my money. Yeah. As I said, long overdue one there. I understand the mechanics of why they haven't done it, because people cry because it's something to do with the overflow stack with the currencies involved.
Yep.
So like if I had, for example, I had 330 of one shader. I don't know how you get that many and not delete them, but there might be someone out who has 330 of one shader.
Imagine someone that'd do that.
Yeah. And if I deleted them all and I happen to be sitting on 1,900 glimmer, I'd be writing shitty posts on Reddit to Bungie saying I was robbed of 300 and 500 glimmer. Because that's what the internet
and you should,
like,
and you should too.
Yeah,
rightfully so.
And it's right up there with like killing your firstborn child. It's like, fuck, man, what are you doing? So that's why it hasn't been implemented, and so they've obviously had to build the backdoor systems in to be able to do that. So for me personally, I wouldn't have given a flying shit about it. I just want to clear the crap out of my screens.
Don't even give me glimmer for them. Just get rid of them. I don't want them.
Yeah, so that's exactly how I feel. It's don't care. I'd rather have a clean inventory screen with nothing in it than an extra 500 glimmer. But that's coming. So fucking hooray! That's all I can say. So I'll keep that 330 of that terrible shader stack just to keep annoying people.
Yep.
Power matters in Iron Banner and Trials of the.
Thank you.
Yes, I agree. Even if I'm the underleveled nerd, thank you. It just is one of those things.
Gives you a reason.
6 months into the game, 6 months into the game, it might not have that much effect on it, but in those, it's just something that always felt odd.
Yeah.
Getting killed by a blue nerd, level 2 nerd, and Iron Banner always felt off.
Yep.
So that's another thing coming back, and I don't know how. If you saw this or not, there was a little teaser dropped regarding LMGs in Destiny 2. We have never had a machine gun as such. Closest thing we have is Sweet Business. And there was 2 instances where the devs were talking through the videos and they were referring to auto rifles as machine guns. Later on, Josh Hamrick came out on Twitter and clarified this error. Saying they meant auto rifles, not machine guns, not LMGs.
Yep.
But his sign out of the tweet was, "Your thunderous excitement has been noted." So
that
is
alludes
the Thunderlord making a comeback.
That alludes to a little something, doesn't it?
Yes.
He's hoping, man. He's hoping because they were a brilliant weapon type. For like every facet of the game, really.
Yeah. They were my go-to in PvP.
I didn't use them often. Didn't use them often in PvP, but I did like using them.
So as I said, I enjoyed the weapon type. That was, as I said, my go-to. I didn't use any playing. Did I go to a rocket launcher?
Yep.
They're just normal PvP. I always went to an LMG.
Yep.
And for my heavy weapon option. So quite happy if they come back.
I'll be happy to see him come back, that's for sure.
And the final thing is there's a bunch of new and old exotics coming back. So I'm not going to. I haven't dug too much in on this because I don't like knowing everything.
I'm the same. I don't want to know what they're bringing back. I'm just going to be excited when I see them.
So what we've seen is a not thorn hand cannon.
Right.
There's a hunter carrying a hand cannon that's like thorn, but it's not thorn.
Yep.
One of the screens they showed was a twin rocket shooting rocket launcher. So it seems to be firing 2 rockets, one of 2 different elements. So shits and gigs, one was solar, one was void.
That'd be interesting.
There's a triple-barreled auto rifle. So a new trace rifle and a sexy-looking void sword. And that's about as deep as I want to go into that because, as I said, I don't really want to know much more.
Do you want to speculate at all?
Yeah, but Dark Drink is coming back.
This twin firing rocket launcher, if it's got 2 different elements, does it track those elements?
That'd be a nice feature, wouldn't it?
It would be.
So solar tracks a solar shield and void tracks a void shield. Would be a nifty little addition.
Yep.
So, yeah. So as I said, I don't want to dig too much further. I like my exotics to try and stay hidden.
Yeah,
it's one of the weird things. A bit like I don't see strikes before the game's released. I don't want to see the raid before the raid's released. I don't want to see the stuff. I want to know the mechanics, of course. I like what's changing in mechanics, etc.
Yep.
But I really hate it when you've already played the game with your eyeballs on YouTube before you actually pick up a controller. I'd rather try and keep as much as I can secret. So most of my stuff is always going to be spoiler free. It'll be speculation and wishes and dreams.
Yep.
All right. So, is there anything else you wish to add besides the fact that I can't wait till September 4?
Yeah, that was pretty much it.
Nice.
Let's get there. So we got the Q&A to sort of wrap up on.
QA. Yep. So. All right, this one we left over from last time was from RD8 Next Gen Tactics. He asks, do you have any expectations that you want Bungie to try and meet or surpass on the year 2 for Destiny 2?
Give us a storyline that we can get involved in. I feel that's on its way.
Yep.
We sort of covered off on that, killing off one of the, well, let's face it, killing off the best known and loved. And loved
the fan favorite.
Yeah, Vanguard. That's kind of the expectation I was going for. That wasn't what I was expecting, but giving us something to draw us in, giving us a reason to sort of continue on and find out what's going on, because like I said instantly, that sort of my blood boiled the second I saw that that trailer. So
oh yeah. Hell yeah. Aldrin's like the most hated man in the Destiny universe at the moment.
Yeah.
For me, I want them to fill the game up. Similar to what they've managed to do with Warmind.
Yep.
But yeah, I want them to fill the game up. I want when you walk into some random cave, you find that there is something in there. Whether it be a scannable item, a piece of grimoire, lore, or a piece of loot, or an encounter. It's a bit like Lost Sector sort of thing.
Or a cheeky little throwback, like the loot cave in Destiny 1.
Yeah, fill these worlds up. They've got these beautiful planets. They've got these fantastic areas. But they're empty.
Yep.
You want to. I don't patrol much because it's boring. So make it so when I go on patrol, you're looking for all the little nooks and crannies because there's something to find.
That's right.
Something to do.
Yep.
That's kind of what I want. As far as story goes, well, these big persistent games, by tapping Kate on the head, obviously they're going to fire up the story mode.
Yeah.
A bit more.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see it in game where we can access it at our leisure as well. So we can sort of cover off on a hole in the story that we might not fully understand. We can go, okay, well let's have a read back through this. Be like the Grimoire system, but better.
Yeah.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah.
In-game lore.
Yeah.
Give it to us.
They need to play Witcher because Witcher has that.
Yeah.
You go back and you could see the brief rundown of all the quest steps and stuff, and their stories, and even the loading screens will sometimes relate information back up to where you're currently at in the game.
Yeah.
But that's for me. I just really want them to fill the game up, make it full.
Absolutely.
And as I said, they've started it with Warmind. This is there's still things that I've got to log in and do on the game.
Yeah, on
the expansion. So do that. So in more 3-4 months, there's still shit. There's still stuff I haven't done. That's what I want to see. Okay. So is there anything else?
No, we'll move on to Ads4's question.
Okay. So, Mr. Ads4, friend of the streams, what do you want from weapons in Forsaken, and what can be done so it's not more of the same old, same old?
For me, that modding system we spoke of.
Yep.
I feel that answers sort of both parts of that question. That's what I want from the weapons. I want something that I can invest time into and be rewarded for that. And that is exactly what you can do to make it not more of the same. Random rolls, it's just going to be more of the same. We've done it all. We've done this before.
Yeah.
It's just going to be more of the same. That doesn't change a thing.
Customization is that. We've spoken about that. The crafting systems, the mods allow us to customize our weapons. You know, as cosmetically, mechanically, etc. Obviously, you've got to be careful not to make game-breaking weapons.
Yep.
But there's always going to be the meta, so to speak. But yeah, you just make sure you can't build a game-breaking combination, but allow us to build or modify our own guns
the way we want them.
Yep. As I said, from the way it looks to the way it plays, allow us some customization on it.
Yep.
So that's what I'd like to see. Obviously, throw in a few new perks that we haven't seen. So this then ties to this modding crafting systems, is that you have weapons that synergize with your armor sets as such.
Yeah.
So what you can sometimes see of other RPGs is the complete set. So you'll have a weapon set and an armor set that actually all go together and synergize, and either grant additional perks, stat boosts, or they just work extremely well together.
Yeah.
And what the weapon does, the armor supports, and vice versa.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something where, it's not more of the same old, because you're trying to min-max a complete set, not just take advantage of a particular perk or stat glitch on a weapon.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's it. As I said, you're jumping into fairly deep RPG. But yeah, that's what I'd like to see.
Awesome. I reckon that'd make it unreal. I mean, I'd never get into that level of min-maxing, but purely because I'm fairly simple. But yeah, that would be amazing. The builds you'd see people come up with would be unreal.
Okay. All right. So we want to wrap it up there, or
let's get that last question out there.
Get it out of the way.
All right. Not so much Destiny related, but we'll get it. We'll get it in.
Okay. Our good friend Black Rage, she asks, when is streaming the game more important than the viewers? She asks this because some streamers talk to their chat a lot and some hardly at all.
To me, okay. So the question itself is, when streaming is the game more important than the viewers? Yeah.
I missed when is streaming the game more important than the viewers?
So for me, the viewers are always more important than the game. My game plays atrocious at best. So I'd much rather have a conversation with people in chat. To me, if you're not talking to your chat, you're making a massive mistake, and it doesn't even matter why you're streaming. You're doing it wrong. That's in my own personal opinion. If you're not talking to your chat, why are you streaming? Is a question I'd ask. If there's no chat there, it makes it very difficult. But if there's chat there and you're not acknowledging it, you're doing yourself a great injustice, no matter what the reason is.
Yeah, but when there's no chat there, that's when you learn how.
Exactly.
So, you know, I spend a lot of time with empty chat rooms. So you're just talking. Yeah, just talking about what you're doing in the game.
Yep.
Why you're doing it. You know, poking fun at someone's lazy eye, whatever. You know. Yeah. But for me, there are certain situations. So, example, I'm going to do a raid for the first time. I'm probably going to interact with the chat a hell of a lot less.
Absolutely.
Especially on a team wipe, you'll pick up and you'll talk to your chat and try and catch up.
That's right. But
when
back to my point, like that's exactly when you're going to try and go, okay, chat. Sorry, I was, we're trying to get this sorted, trying to figure it out. And a lot of the times they'll understand, or you explain it beforehand.
It's in the title.
Or it's not too hard to figure out, okay, well, it's quite evidently this is their first time. We'll chat amongst ourselves in chat and whatever else. And, like a lot of people are pretty knowledgeable and understand that sort of thing. But, you're picking it straight back up as soon as you can.
All right. So that's that.
Sorry, did I just cut you off completely there, or?
No, mate. You've wrapped up what I was going to say.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Sorry.
It's all good. So, yeah. I'll just poke faces at you later.
I can see him then. It's all right.
Yeah.
Just because you can't see mine doesn't mean I can't see yours.
Yeah. No, so, no, I think we've answered that. That's, as I said, sometimes down to streamer personality. Some people don't interact, or if they're very highly skilled, they may not, they're paying attention to the game. Their stream's built around watching them play a highly technical, skilled gameplay. Whereas, as I said, like your stream, etc., they're based more around the community and the social aspect of it. So it depends how the streamers build your stream.
That's a point too. Like if you're incredibly skilled, you can get away with that. You can get away with not talking to the stream as much. But when you'll find even the people that have that incredible skill, they'll have good mods. They'll have good mods, sort of directing the chat, or they'll have a sort of an allotted time during when they're in the lobby or whatever, sort of catching up and talking to again. So it's always going to be there. You can get away with it a lot longer if you're extremely skilled, which I'm not. So I got to talk to chat all the time.
Got to talk to the peoples. All right, I think we might wrap it up with that.
That'll about wrap us up, mate. I think we've gone on record as the longest one ever recorded, I believe. So.
Okay, so next week's more Destiny and Witcher for me.
Yep.
And you, my friend?
More Destiny, more Ghost Recon. There was something else I wanted to get into. I got a code for Rocket League given to me by the Toxic one recently, so I want to try and get into that a bit more. More Forza Horizon 3. There's a lot of games, too little time, so get into as much as I can and try and keep that variety. Yeah, that's it. All right, where can we find you, dude?
Everywhere, man. Dawn of the Dan. That's Twitter, Instagram, and yourself.
Static Oz everywhere.
Okay.
Simples.
With that, love you guys. Appreciate your support, and we will catch you next time.
Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. It was a long one. We really do appreciate it.
Yep.
Sorry. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.